Yes, yes. Okay. The stuff I've got won't take more than about 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. Uh, okay, great, great.
Yeah, I guess Travis. Maybe. Zane? You? So where was the gun really found? Say, where did Travis find the gun?
Next to the dead body.
This reminds me of the forests I used to have fun in as a child.
I find that hard to believe.
What? That Israel had forests?
No, you had fun as a child.
Oh, sure. My father used to blindfold us and take us into the middle of, and we were out by ourselves.
This is
Yeah,
where you.
Yeah, but looks different with all the grass.
Hey, Michael, tell Sneary to hurry up. Hello, Jeff. It's good to see you.
Hey, Tom.
It's going to be a good night.
Should be. It's been a good day all day already.
That's what I like to hear.
We'll wait just 2 more minutes.
Not gonna do this one the same way. Different.
Okay. Michael, I think we're going to get going. Well, happy April, everybody. Had to stop and think. Everything's running together. It's good to see everybody on here. Welcome to this demo that we're going to have tonight. I want to make just a few announcements here starting out. A reminder that May 1st, we have the paint out coming up, and it's going to be up here in McKinney. Robin Jordy has organized a fun day. All the details are in the newsletter. You've also gotten a constant contact about that. Victoria and I are looking forward to hosting everybody afterwards for the show and tell, share and tell of how the day goes with the plein air paint out. So we hope everybody can attend, or as many as will. Want to remind everybody that the May fundraiser is going to be from May 16th to the 23rd. We've got about 30 signature artists who have donated paintings this year, as well as some professional artists that have donated as well. And it's going to be the same as last year. It's a virtual silent bid type of thing. The bidding will be open for approximately a week. All the details also are in the scene. Check that out. Should be a fun time and should be able to get some nice art at some good prices. Third thing I want us to talk about is kind of calling all members. We are really hoping to get a co-chair for the exhibition this September. So if you've ever thought about getting involved in SWS and at a bigger scale and would like to go through as the co-chair of the exhibition this year, you'll learn everything you need to learn to be the chair for the following year. And we're sure looking for anybody that can do that. Next year is going to be here before we know it, and we'd like to get that buttoned up here before the end of this spring if we can. So please consider it if you can. If you're available and are willing to do that, contact myself or Constance Corbett, either one of us, or Paula Vining, and we'll make sure we put you in touch with everybody and we'll get you signed up. Next thing, I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I'm going to share that one. And without further ado, let's do the painting of the month. Thank you to Janet Southern and Nick Kuntz again for pulling this off. We had quite a few entries this year. We had some beautiful paintings selected. So with that, in third place with her painting Flag at Work is Nancy Maas. Nancy Maas, Flag at Work. It's third place for the non-signature membership, and Pam Wilson will get your award to you. Now in second place with her painting called Peaceful Easy Feeling is Lynette Holder. Lynette, congratulations. Again, Pam Wilson will get your painting, or your award to you as well. And in first place for the non-signature members with his painting Red Pepper, Les McDonald. Stunning, beautiful. Congratulations, Les. This is a really gorgeous painting. I hope you all can see it well on your screens. It's probably more beautiful in person, but congratulations, Les, on this. Well deserved, and Pam will get you your certificate and your award as well. Finally, the signature artists, Richard Sneary looked at all the entries, and he's the one who's made the selection. And this month's winner is, with his painting, Drawn to Light, is Walt Davis. Walt, congratulations. I take it these guys, these critters are just drawn to a light bulb somewhere, but it's pretty fascinating, this kind of up close and personal. Congratulations, Walt. We're happy for you. Okay, with that, let me close this and let me stop sharing. And back here, okay. And close this. Great. Well, tonight we have a real treat. Richard Sneary is an amazing artist, and he's been drawing or painting since, I think today he told us, since he was 4 years old. I have known Richard since I was in school back in 1980 at the University of Kansas. Richard was a professor up there teaching drawing classes. And although I didn't have his class, my brother did, and a lot of my friends did, and I knew just what kind of a professor he was. But he's also an architect. It's funny how a lot of us architects become watercolor painters. But what that led to for him was a pretty good career as an architectural illustrator. So he's worked for a lot of the who's who of firms across the world doing architectural projects, and some very complicated renderings at that. He's done a lot for my company, HKS. And so I was excited when I saw Richard was going to be here. He is probably one of the early watercolorists to get involved with the Plein Air Painters Association, and he's actively involved in plein air painting. We had our first day today of his 3-day workshop, of which I'm happy to attend. And it's up here in McKinney at the Last Art Gallery. And we basically have, from his first demo this morning, we've been outside, and we're really hoping the rain's going to stay away and give us 2 more full days of painting. So without any more ado, Michael Holter has been gracious enough. He's hosting this again tonight. Michael, I'm going to turn it over to you. You can unmute yourself and take it away, Richard Sneary. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to do that. Let's see. Yeah. If you can't see the full screen, go up to your upper right where it says view and view the speaker, and you'll be viewing that particular.
And there's Dick.
Hi, everybody. This is a drawing that I had done some studies on. I think Michael has some copies of the studies he can put up. But at a trip I took to Cuba a year ago this past January, just before all the COVID hit us. So
Those are your.
I hadn't got a chance to, yes, they're up there now. I hadn't got a chance to paint it until just about a month ago on a Zoom thing that Michael actually tuned into. So I'm going to start with some of my light colors. I've got most of the stuff mixed here, but I typically use a lot of yellows in the early beginnings of things, especially in my areas where the light is significant, and this whole area through here is going to be quite light, similar to what you see on the screen there. So the idea is basically to kind of get this area down in here to read fairly bright with some light yellows. They might not look that light at the moment. But eventually they'll look light. So and I'll probably have to use a dryer on these to get this to dry so I can put another layer on here. I'm using some gamboge and some azo yellow in here. I don't tend to use ochres and stuff like that at this stage because they're too opaque and things won't overlay on them very well. right pocket a spritzer or one of their own. Sorry. Right, on the very ground right there.
Oh, this one here.
To the right of that. And that one, there it is. Yeah, thank you very much.
He knows where everything is. So Dick, here's just so you know, you got your photo, and they're
Yep.
looking at the photo, and they're looking at
Okay, good.
the painting there
Well, hopefully it'll look like the painting on the screen.
when you're done.
You can never tell. Every time it's an adventure.
So you were not able to see Richard draw this because he was drawing it as the meeting was starting, but he is a phenomenal draftsman. So you watch him draw. It's pretty amazing.
Thank you. If you haven't gotten a chance to go to Cuba, it's well worth the trip whenever they open it back up again. All right, let's see. Just so I can get some darks in here, I'm going to start adding them on the right side. Can people ask questions if they want or what?
Jeff, are they to ask questions of chat?
Yeah,
chat.
if anybody has a question, please put it in the chat and I'll get to them and I'll share them with them. I'll monitor those. So yeah, if you get some questions, please ask.
FYI, we have 8 watching on YouTube. We have 69 watching on Zoom. And several on Facebook as well.
There's a lot of places.
If you go to Facebook, it'd be a good idea for you to share your Facebook to other people who you might want to might want to enjoy this demo, and it also helps to promote SWS a little bit.
Scott Bodell's got a question. He's asking about your paper and your brush preference. I think this is kind of interesting, particularly the brush.
Chinese calligraphy brush from Asian Brush Painters is the name of the company. Recommended by Young Hong Zong. $80 for 6 of them, counting shipping. Not a bad deal.
And you're using the Saunders Waterford paper still, correct?
Waterford. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Yeah, we were all amazed today to watch Richard when he was working because he just about did the entire painting with this one calligraphy Chinese brush. It's an amazing tool.
I just tend to, since all of this is going to be pretty dark, I just tend to throw stuff around in here. I don't worry about it too much. I try to pay attention to the subject and in this case move a few darks out of the way that are getting into the light areas. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I sometimes don't know.
I want to add,
Or
wow,
These brushes
Richard,
are quite good for putting down sharp lines, spread out washes, and sopping it up. They're quite absorbent and they have a great point on them.
I might add, we've also got a lot of, Richard's brought in some originals, again, like last month or 2 months ago. Uh, we've got them up there at the Last Art Gallery in McKinney while he's doing his workshop, and they're available. So anybody that likes to come up and take a look, please do. There's some phenomenal pieces there, and we'll be up there the next 2 days. And you can also try to call the gallery and ask to speak to us back in the back, or call myself or Delenn, and we can see what you're looking for. But come on up and take a look.
This is running pretty wet. I don't know how it looks on the screen, but
I just saw somebody trying to control my camera. It said so. There's somebody trying to hack this site, this Zoom meeting. I believe. So if somehow this Zoom goes down, it's still being broadcast, on again on the YouTube and the Facebook page. So just FYI.
Okay.
tend to mix a lot of colors as I'm doing stuff just to keep variation in my washes.
Where did you say the reference photo is from?
Cuba, Havana.
Wow, beautiful.
Richard, Tom said to tell you that he sent an invite for this demo out to the Rattlesnake Gang.
You what? Oh, good.
You can tell our viewers what the Rattlesnake Gang is, what y'all do.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let's see. Rattlesnake Gang started unofficially about six years ago in November at an OPS paint out in Big Bend. There's about 8 of us involved in it, actually. And it evolved pretty much from myself and Tim Oliver, and then Greg Summers, and more recently Jeff Williams, Tom Brown, Richie Vios, and Margie Hildreth. Who am I forgetting? Lon Brower, of course, our out of the box oil painter. And so we've been doing it since 2017 on our own after we did the one with OPS. And gone down there every year. So if you haven't been there and you're from Texas, you're shirking your duties. You need to go. It's one heck of a park, great place to paint and to get away from things. But been going there all that time, so I don't know where the name came from. Somebody put it up on Facebook and we liked it. It was probably Tim Oliver, but nobody can remember. And we were down there during the great snowstorm of Texas this time. Had a great time. We had power as opposed to the rest of you. Okay, now I think I can do this side over here. What kind of time do we have, Michael?
It's 7:30, so
You got an hour more.
got another hour.
Got a good solid hour, yeah.
You're just getting started.
When you're through with your nap, Tom, you'd probably be just in time to tune in again at the end.
Yeah, Tom just pointed out that I'll remind everybody that coming up soon, Tim Oliver will be doing a workshop up here for SWS.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
He's well worth it. If he doesn't paint well, he'll entertain you. He entertains us all the time.
We have a comment here. Nice photography. It says that brush looks similar to the one Frank Eber used. What is it? Maybe it will help me. Ha ha. But you already explained what it was.
Yeah. Asian Brush Painter is the organization. It's in China.
Jeff Williams is on. He says, "Go, Richard, go."
He always does that.
Welcome, Jeff.
He's on YouTube.
Yes.
Take chocolate. Or
Good to know
Captain?
you're out there. Oh, no, thank
No,
you.
he's on Facebook.
Looking good.
If you're on Facebook or YouTube, give a little comment in the comments, and we'll, if they're nice, we'll pop them up. If they're not nice, well,
Keep it to yourself, Mother said.
We'll send them to your parents.
the woman in the background here is my wife, Cindy. Say hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. Hi, everybody. It's nice to have Dick in Michael's studio, and enjoy. I know you all are enjoying the painting, so enjoy your evening.
Always good to get paint on your clothes.
Dick got a little paint on his sleeve there.
I thought something was dragging. That's too much.
Slide the painting up a little higher on the. Right.
Falling off, is it?
A little bit. Making me work hard.
What's it look like? Yeah, okay.
Let me give you a
It's getting
straight
there. It's
shot.
getting there.
Here's a straight on shot.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you can come down a little bit here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go.
Just right in there. I can move it out a little bit longer.
Okay, let's see. Go over here and get this other side. And I guess I ought to do the blue, shouldn't I?
Actor
Thing.
John Lithgow and journalist Maria Hinojosa.
Huh?
Two people who are about to follow their ancestors on some truly surprising journeys. You know, I'm 74 years old and I'm learning about things that were there all this time.
Here's
Waiting to be discovered.
My heart is going pitter patter. My heart is definitely going like
To uncover their roots.
somebody had their.
Somebody's turning the TV on.
I don't know, I muted him.
I think it was a hacker.
I think I better use the dryer.
He's going to use the dryer, so I'm going to mute on our end here for a second.
Okay.
Jeff Williams says Dick is a wonderful painter and even better friend. You have him. What does it say back there?
Who said that?
Jeff.
Oh, he
He says you guys are fortunate to have a demo for you.
Quit building me up, Jeff. But thank you.
Tim Oliver says, "Go, man." I think I told you that. Mark Chris says, "Go, Dick."
Are you well
Rattlesnake.
again, Tim?
It's the rattlesnake game.
Is Tim well again?
Tim, are you well? Tim Oliver says he has beautiful hair. It gets in the way of the camera all the time. That's the problem with this beautiful hair. Or else he's got a great wig. I'm not sure which.
I tried to cut it off earlier, but there's too much.
Oh, to have such a problem.
I could sell you some, Michael.
Jeff Kaiser is tuned in. He says.
Who?
Jeff Kaiser.
No, Jeff, I don't think. Maybe I do.
Yeah, he's the other Jeff in our class.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Hi, Jeff. I just try to remember first names.
Yep.
Enough. Probably doing this again, aren't I? I should just take my shirt off. Definitely needs to be washed now. This painting is called Laundry Day Havana. If you haven't figured out what this is, I'm painting. It's quite common for them to hang their laundry out. Not quite as dramatic as this most of the time. It's usually off of balconies. Okay, let's see. Tone some of this stuff down in the upper right a little.
There's a question in the chat. What brand palette are you using?
It's a sealable one. I think I got it from Dick Blick's. There's a square on this side of it here. You can kind of see. Well, you can't see that on the, but it's. I think it's Dick Blick. Blue on the outside, has a seal around it here, which with M. Graham paints and Daniel Smith being so resurrectable and movable, moving on their own with no help from me, it's a good idea to have something like that. Otherwise, they runs out of your palette and into your backpack and everything else. So. Okay, let's see what I got here. I need a smaller brush.
There's a question, Dick, that is the upper right color, the darkest darks that you have over there, is that a neutral tint?
Up in there?
Yes.
No, I don't. I use neutral tint, but I usually make it. It ends up being neutral. It's not a particular color. There's a whole bunch of colors up in there. You can probably see, just in there that just kind of looks like splotches, but I think that's more the camera. There are some marks in that area. So, but yeah, it's my own version of neutral paints, I guess.
Another question about that brush. Are you using a calligraphy brush?
Yes.
Yes, that would be yes.
These are calligraphy brushes. So. See if I can hold this up out of the way a little more. Okay. Got other things here.
Dick, this might ring a bell. I just got on the Dick Blick site. It looks like it's the Alvin Heritage Artist 24 Well palette.
If you say so.
At least it looks like that.
It is where I got it.
Yeah, looks like it exactly like what you've got up there.
Okay. I don't know how much they cost now.
1999.
Sounds about right.
Whoa.
That's an affordable palette. There's a general question. Do you always know what colors you are going to use when you start a new composition? How do you decide what colors to use?
They're whatever's in my palette depends on what I'm looking at outside. It just it's a constant variable. The constant thing is the yellows. The rest varies from there. I use a lot of cerulean and cobalt. There's let's see, over in the palette there's a transparent pearl orange. I think Tim uses that, Oliver, and just varies.
Thanks.
I do use one color I make a good bit of use of is a Holbein's olive green. It's, I can almost use it out of the palette because it has that kind of warm green to it. But again, like most colors that I use, I'm always mixing them, so they never stay the same. That was olive green right there that I put in, and but I mixed in some cerulean and a couple others in there just to give it some value. Red always helps the greens get value too. And then there's my trustworthy yellows that I like a lot. How are we doing on time?
Well, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. You got lots of time.
Holy moly.
What weight of paper do you use?
140. 140 rough, Saunders Waterford rough. Just trying to get some articulation on here a little bit under these balconies.
Slide it up just a tad again. Thank you. Tape it down.
Here's a good question. How long have you been using those specific brushes?
Not that long, actually. I started using them last summer, I think. So I'm still getting used to them.
And are you pretty much using those exclusively right now?
Yeah, I don't think I've used anything else, actually. I've got a few others over here. A couple of rosemary sables that are quite good, actually. But this is, once you get going with a brush and it's working okay, you sort of keep using it.
Jeff Williams has a question. He says, can you talk about the way that you sequence your work in painting?
Hell no.
Like this.
Jeff knows I have no way.
That's why he asked you that.
I'm sure it was. He knows better than that. You just go with the flow. Sometimes I put darks in first, like over in here.
Question, when were you in Cuba, Richard?
Say it again?
When was it you were in Cuba?
In Cuba. Oh, excuse me. I was there in 2016 with Eric and the gang, and I was there in January of 2020 without Eric. He could have come if he wanted, but he'd already been there again, I think, in 17 or 18.
Another question. Are you doing plein air live this year?
Yes, already did one in New Iberia, Louisiana, Shadows on the Tash. Jeff and Tim were there, and Richie, and who else did we have? And Spencer Meager, and we all roomed together. Had a great time. Great place to be.
I think the question was, are you going to be doing the watercolor live
Oh,
thing?
I'm sorry.
I
Is
think
that what you mean on with
with Eric.
Eric and the boys?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, no, you didn't ask me. I've done faculty before in Tucson, whenever that was, 2016. Okay. Let's see. I need to get this guy trying to deal with some of the colors and mixing them a little into other areas to kind of get these two sides to work a little better at the moment. Somebody was asking with my procedure and what I was trying to do all the time. I'm trying to get the forms to read at the same time I'm trying to also get a sense of color jumping from one area to the other without being absolutely too busy, which I can do quite easily. So that's what.
Dick, what's the red color that you're using?
What's the red? It's a mixture. Anything for probably not so much alizarin, but occasionally I'll use the alizarin. But there's a cadmium or a peril in there. Daniel Smith's peril.
Barrel red. Okay.
And whatever the one is here, it's more dye in it, so I don't use it a whole lot. It has a brighter red, and I'll throw it in occasionally if I think I need it. But you know, it varies from one time. Just about like most everything I do, I just kind of play it by ear, and sometimes it makes for some pretty bad paintings, but I sort of like to feel it out, and I don't have any real need to make it perfect every time. So everything's kind of a learning experience. So. At the moment, this is kind of a transparent. What is that, Tim? Transparent orange. Tim will have to speak up unless he's fallen asleep. It's core. It's a core paint. Got another mixing tray anywhere? Yeah. Right here. Yeah, thanks. Sort of getting there. I think I better put the people in. What? Turn this on again. Hold your ears. too much.
Oh, the
I
soup.
two bowls of that soup. I was hungry that.
Mute him, Jeff. Somebody.
Yeah.
Jen, look at this painting this guy's doing.
Got new people online here, do we?
Hackers.
Hmm?
Hackers.
Oh yeah.
Zoom hackers. They love to get into Zoom meetings and
How do you deal with them?
Mute him.
Huh? Mute them?
pretty quiet crowd out there. Nobody has any more questions. What's going on?
They want me to talk, I guess. Somebody's. I think Margie's on there now.
Well, I'll give you a plug. If you all haven't been to Dick's website, go to Richard Sneary Fine Art and click on his portfolio, and you can see some really amazing paintings that he's done over the years. It's worth a visit if you want to see some of his fine work.
Let's see. This works. Way to make a dumpster look nice. How are we doing on time? Getting there?
8:20.
About there.
I think you can just paint until you want to quit.
Huh? What's that?
I think you can paint until you want to quit.
Oh yeah. I don't think so.
Dick's already had a long day, so.
Okay, time for suggestions. If you guys are still awake.
Is it to a point where you can, before we leave, you can pull the tape off?
Oh, sure, I probably could. It's dry on the sides, other than right down in here, but I probably can. Let me look at things a minute here.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
He wants some suggestions on what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you, Tim? Jeff?
They're usually not afraid to give you advice, are they?
Uh-uh. Let's see. Oops, that's kind of strong.
By the way, shout out to Tom for sending this to the Rattlesnake Gang. I enjoy immensely watching y'all's work on Facebook when it's posted, and especially the opening you had down in San Antonio. It looked like a nice nice event with some great watercolors.
It was fun to do. Let's see.
I've unmuted Jonesy for a second while you're wrapping up there. Jonesy was going to let everybody know about what Western Fed is planning for this year. So Jonesy, you're unmuted. Go ahead and take it over for a second.
Okay, thank you. SWS members, we are also members of Western Federations, which is a group of 11 different organizations in 8 Western states. And the last 2 years, because of the pandemic, we've not been able to have in-person shows or award ceremonies. So Utah Watercolor Society this year is trying to arrange a Zoom-like meeting on May the 7th, which is a Friday night, which will go out to all of the 11 societies. So any of the SWS members who would like to tune in and watch will be able to see the award ceremonies and hear other things that normally go on at a live show opening. So as we get more information on how to do that and how to tune in, connect to it, I'll let Jeff know and he will let the society know. So we're looking forward to that on May 7th.
Super. Thanks, Jonesy.
Welcome.
He did that without any jokes.
That's amazing. Can't wait to see this one in person in the morning.
I think I'll burn it after this. Okay, that's always good to throw stuff on it.
He's throwing stuff on it, he says.
Okay, somebody wants me to take the tape off, right? Let me dry it first. You can see what it looks like, right? Is the color any better on their end than it is there? With this one, the previous one actually got really good color on it. This isn't quite as good, but that's what happens when you do them twice.
So take the tape off there, take the board, the whiteboard out from underneath and lay it on the wood. It looks really good. All right, he's taking the tape off.
Oh, I was wrong. It's Arches paper. You usually mark the paper. Right there it says Arches. Usually carry Arches, but I thought I was out of it. Maybe that's my excuse. There you go.
Take the board out and lay it on the wood.
Oh,
Just right. It looks nice.
a little
Fabulous.
bluish in the monitor. It's a more yellow. I don't know what you guys see, but this should be pretty yellow right in there.
Depends on the camera and the
Yeah.
screen and all those things. But
So not too
you're,
bad. It's okay.
they can see you in the corner there if you want to
Yeah.
talk to
So,
them. And all, but
yeah. Any
any
questions out there yet?
Lots of comments. Excellent, beautiful. Somebody'd like to have you put this in the fundraiser we're doing. They'd like to buy it. It'll be available out there at the Last Art Gallery. Come on out.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get him to maybe donate this one. This is a pretty cool one. It's kind of fun since it was a demo for the society. Is this Arches rough?
Is it? Yeah, it's Arches 140 rough.
Rough.
I tend to use rough most of the time. But, you know, varies these things. Each time it's a new experience. So.
you just can't leave it alone.
It could be a little darker. You can always ruin a painting. You shouldn't give up till you get to that point. Then you know you've covered everything.
Michael, you're getting lots of accolades, for your camera work. Everybody's loving we're seeing the painting, we're seeing the artist, and we're seeing the photograph, and all of that at the same time. And it's really kind of good.
I had to bounce around a little bit because Dick kind of gets close up and into that painting, and head gets in the way a little bit. But
Yeah.
Well, Michael's been so gracious to host our demo artists here this spring, and thank you again, Michael, for doing that. It's just been a huge help.
you're welcome. It's appreciate SWS and all the people that do such hard work to put on the shows and manage all this stuff, all the board members that serve, and all of you that do so much. This is the least I can do.
Tom Brown wants to know what shampoo you use, Dick.
What is it you had in your bathtub the other last? That's what I used. Got those little dudes right there.
Didn't know he was going to keep painting, so
I didn't either. Seems like the things that the clothes are hanging on ought to be shown somehow. They have every possible device known to man that they use on these clothes hanging apparatus.
So up on the screen, I've put the version that he had done previously. You see a little different color and a little different treatment.
This is not far off of it, to be honest with you. The yellows are a little stronger than the previous one, and this area in here is showing on the screen that Michael has here is almost a yellow green. What are you folks seeing?
You mean on the one you're working on?
Yeah, right there. What does that look like to you?
Kind of yellowish green.
Yeah, it's not.
That's probably just the monitor. I'm thinking.
Yellow. It's obviously not a green. Now up in here there is some. I mean, I've got a little in there and there, but this is fairly yellow. I mean, there's a little bit of a, it could be a hair of in a gray in here or something that's kind of toned it. But it's that looks, what I see on the monitor looks quite green, especially with the kind of chartreuse trash bin back in there. But and you know, this up in here is not as orange as on the first one. It had a little more red in it. I think that's actually closer to what, well, it's not closer. It was literally a red wall on the up there. It just didn't want to get it quite that red. But that's kind of it. These should be a little blacker and here darker, sharper. But that's kind of the idea.
You know, one last question, Richard, and somebody says that looks like you used a lot of colors from your palette. Do you limit your palette at all when painting?
Do I limit it?
Yeah, you have quite a few colors that look like you were dipping into a lot of them
Yeah,
throughout the course of the painting.
I do, and if I had just 4 or 5 or 6, I'd still be doing the same thing and getting the same colors. So it's hardly, I can try it one time and see what happens, but it would probably do the same kind of thing. I like color, and I overdo it sometimes, but most of the time I get that thing so it's working right, at least from my point of view, and I just try it each time. This one's okay. Previous one was quite good. This one's pretty good, not too bad. Can't do anything about the green. It actually, but there is some tint, but it's just overemphasizing it is all. So, and we probably need to do more blacks, I think, in there. But mostly it's going pretty good.
It reads really well on the screen. And again, thank you so much for doing the demo this evening. Come out the Last Art Gallery, 105 Louisiana in McKinney. We'll be there the next 2 days. Richard will have some of his paintings available if you'd like, or if you'd like to just pop your head in and meet him. We're going to be probably outside painting plein air if the weather allows it. We were out all day today, and we're crossing our fingers that it looks like tomorrow could be rain. Maybe the next day it'll be sunny, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Michael, thank you again. And you're getting a lot of thank yous coming across the chat from everybody. A lot of appreciation, Richard, and we sure look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning out there at Last. I'll see you at 8 in the morning.
See you then. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you all.